Most people by now drive a car, and if you don't, you are aware that roadkill is a common occurrence. As you take a nice drive through a crisp morning, slowly breathe in the fresh air and the slight smell of fog rolling off the trees and onto the grass. You shut your eyes to feel the first rays of sunlight on your face. What a beautiful day this will turn out to be when suddenly your nose twitches and the air smells of death. Instantly you suspect something was hit. Your eyes open and there you see it, a skunk. Some people's first thought is, "Oh, that poor thing, it didn't deserve that." Or other times, "Ew, get that nasty thing off the road and out of my sight." Either way you think of it, you're aware of the situation. These roadkill occurrences are unfortunately common and unsafe, not only to the animals' lives, but our own well-being. As a society, we should become more aware while driving in order to watch out for crossing animals. Many of these collisions have been known to result in our own death. This could be the sole driver or by other passengers. One reason to watch for animals while driving is to avoid endangering the animal's life. When driving, we are told that our safety is the first priority, and I completely agree. However, an animal's safety is often not taken into consideration while we operate our day-to-day transportation. According to staff, published from High Country News in the article Roadkill Statistics, published in February 2005, there are approximately 253,000 animal vehicle accidents annually. These accidents sometimes are small and only include minimal damage to the car, but they will always result in the animal injured or killed. We don't know how the result of roadkill directly impacts us, and often many don't care. Sometimes the things we hit are wild animals, and here and there we see things more uncommon like cats or dogs. But what many people don't realize is that yes, that animal may have a family. Unfortunately, drivers not paying attention or not being aware can result in the death of what many people, and possibly you, would consider a family member. Most of the roadkill we see are common animals that many consider varmints, but depending on where you live, some of these animals that we see on the road are actually endangered. Roadkill could simply be that, but each animal contains a different story and has actual value to its ecosystem. The animal you see on the side of the road could be a rodent or a bird indigenous to your area. Small animals like these are very common and overlooked as simple roadkill. Being it is a common animal automobile accidents like these can often be seen as population control and nature's own way of handling things. But cars are not nature's way, and the animal being run over and left to rot on the road is not how it should be done. Also, there are animals that are hit who are not only uncommon, but because of accidents and other man-made weapons are now endangered and on the brink of extinction. For example, the gray wolf of Yellowstone has now been hunted almost to extinction. These predators are vital to the ecosystem and all over the world, but because it is a predator that many people have come to hate, they are shot or purposely ran over by other drivers. A good example to explain why these species are important is stated by Ellie, published from Inspired by Ellie, in the article Why Endangered Animals Are So Important to the Ecosystem. These components are known as keystone species, and they act in the same way as a center stone in an arc. They bind all the component parts, and their removal causes the demise of the whole structure. The more we hit animals, large and small, the more we damage our own population in the long run. Not only an animal's life should be considered when we face these situations, but naturally our own. Every day we drive to and fro from work. We will drive, or the store, or take shortcuts on back roads. Anywhere there is a road, we will drive and animals will live. We know now how awareness is important to the animal's sake, but now we must be safe for ourselves. To most people, it is common sense to pay attention while they are driving. Some don't practice this, and those who don't find themselves in accidents with other cars or animals. There are larger animals out there, such as deer, moose, and elk that are even greater threat to us when driving than smaller animals. It only takes a few seconds to look away from the road, and when your eyes get back from whatever they were looking at, there could be a deer in the road now just as scared as you. From experience, animals can come out of nowhere while driving, and deer are among the most dangerous. However, it is important to remain alert in case one may appear. Such a large frame and sometimes sharp antlers can easily stop a driver on the road when hit, and maybe not instantly, but deer have been known to go through windshields and kill drivers. From the article, Car Accidents Involving Deer, The Facts, the author presents that the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration estimates there are about 1 million car crashes annually that involve deer, killing about 200 people in the process. To protect yourself and your family, drive safely by being aware on the road, because the animal can hurt you just as much as you hurt them. Okay. We should also look for animals while driving for other drivers' sake. Like, we can get in an accident with an animal. At the same time, in the same situation, another driver can be involved. In the event of an animal-automobile accident, it is most likely that you are not alone on the road. Once an animal is hit, it is likely it's not going to move. If it is small, the animal will continuously be run over and left to decompose unnaturally forever on the road. If it is large, however, other drivers will have to swerve to avoid it, and this action can often lead to another car accident. The initial time the animal is hit is the accident involving yourself and possibly a car near you. Sometimes the animal has to be physically removed from the road if it is enough of a disturbance. Drivers may have to swerve to avoid the animal, and by doing this, they put themselves and other drivers in danger. These accidents can be avoided by staying vigilant on the road and be prepared for unexpected visitors by driving slowly. Driving alone can pose many dangers by itself. Problems could be internal, like something wrong with the transmissions or some valves or something. Or problems could be external, like a car accident with an animal or other drivers. One should always be aware while driving to avoid incidents with animals. Accidents with animals have an impact on its population as well as its ecosystem. These accidents also endanger our own population, such as ourselves and other drivers.